The concept of the life cycle of an activity in the Android programming. This screen demonstrates right now how the activity works in the Android applications development. Generally, first what we are doing, we are trying to set our widgets through the XML file. After the setting our widgets, we are going to manage our class file, that is .java file. In that Java file, we are going to set our layouts and widgets and objects and variable within the onCreate method. But by default, after the onCreate method call, onStart method will execute, and after the onStart method execute, immediately control moves to the onResume method, and the screen coming to the front, that is, we are saying activity is running according to the screen. So in short, after the onCreate method, onStart method by default execute, and after the onStart method, onResume method executes. That is our front screen, that is a foreground activity which is running. A user can interact with that input and output, get some results to that screen. If a requirements coming and another activity is coming to the front, our user have to manage that. The current activity is moved to the back side and the another activity coming to the front side. As and when process going, the current activity state is on the pause mode. For that, it requires to execute on pause method. After the on pause method, the next activity is coming to front, that will coming to the on start method, then on resume method, and as an on resume method, that is the next activity to the front, the previous activity stage come to the on stop. Let's check a demonstration on the base of this. Here I have an application that is given the concept of layout, but it also provides the concept of the activities lifecycle. Right now it has 6 buttons, as you can see. I am going to manage to click to the linear layout button. Let's check the toast message. Do concentrate on that. Linear activity. As a toast message linear concept, immediately main activity post, the linear activity started, and the linear activity resume, and after there is a main activity stop. I am going to click to the back button. Linear activity was, main activity restarted, when activity started, main activity resume, and the linear activity stop, the linear activity destroy. Once again, I'm going to follow that process. Just concentrate. Linear layout, main activity post, linear activity started, linear activity resume, and main activity stop. Coming to the image once again, when we move from the main activity to the linear layout activity, that is linear layout screen, first message come to the screen, that is main activity pause, that is through the on pause method. So as and when the next activity coming to the front, on pause method will execute first. After the on pause method, the next coming activity will use this method, on start method. Then after the on resume method, as and when the next activity is running properly, the on stop method of the previous activity will execute. So this is the sequence of that. And if you are going to use finish method in the current activity, so that will execute on stop and on destroy method. Let's check that demonstration through the same example. As in, I'm going to back to the click linear activity post, main activity restarted, main activity started, main activity resume, linear stop, and linear activity destroy. The last match is linear activity destroyed. Come. The reason here uses finish method in the back button. Let's check the coding. This is the main class, this is the linear layout class. In the back button, this one, back button dot set on click listener on click, that is the finish button. So as and when finish method will execute, the life cycle will follow through this way. On stop, on destroy indicates all the memory uses by that activity is going to destroy, it's going to kill, process escape, and activity is shut down, which was the previous one. Now the flow once again we are going to clear. Activity starts, that is first our on create method will execute, then after the on start and on resume, and we are getting the screen. As and when we require the next activity, first on pause method will call of the current activity, then after the on start method of the next activity and on resume of the next activity, and then on stop of the previous activity. If you are going to back to the previous activity, in that situation the current activity will pause, next activities restart, start and resume. That sequence will execute, and the previous one coming to the stop. If you are going to use a finish method, then destroy, and that activity will shut down. If you are not going to destroy, then that's still in the running process and it can restart. Let's check that demonstration through the emulator. Coming to the linear layout, main activity boost, linear activity started, linear activity resume, main activity stop. Now I'm moving to the relative layout from the linear activity post, linear activity stop. Now going to back. In this back I already used the finish. Linear activity restarted, linear activity started, linear activity resume. Coming to the image, when we are moving from the relative to linear, so in that situation, that is from this position on stop to on restart, on start and resume. Through that way sequence will execute. And from the back of the linear activity pause, main activity restarted, main activity started, main activity resume, linear activity stop, linear activity destroyed, and finally click to close. Main activity paused, stop, and also destroyed. This is the coding for that. First on pause method, just use the toast, linear activity paused. On resume, there is a toast. On restart method, toast message will execute. On stop, toast message, and the on start the same, and on destroy. Same method in the main activity, in the main class. On pause, on resume, on restart, on stop, on start, on destroy method sequence not important means to writing the code sequence not important, but to execution of the sequence, that is very important. Once again coming to the image, on create, on start, on resume, we have the screen of the current activity. If another activity requires, the current will move to the on pose, and the next one which is coming, that is on start, on resume. If you are coming back to the main one, that the current one will stop, pause and stop, and the previous one will on restart, on start and resume. If the current one, if we are using the finish method, then may also destroy, and that activity will shut down. I hope you can understand this entire concept. If still any query, you can mail to pranavdv@gmail.com. Thank you very much.